What is up, you guys? Thank you guys for coming back and watching my video. It has been 6 months since I filmed my last video, and I apologize. Life has taken a toll. It has definitely taken a toll. So yeah, without any further ado, if you guys want to do a chit chat, kind of get ready with me tutorial on this look right here, then keep on watching. Before you go, you should subscribe. You should. You don't have to, but I really appreciate it. I apologize if you hear screaming in the background or crying or just any sort of noise. That is my daughter, like always. I know it's been months since I made a video, and I apologize, guys. Life has definitely, it's been full force lately. I moved again in Korea, and I had to go to all of these boards that the Army holds. They call it NCO of the Year boards for our battalion. So I spent a good portion of my time studying for that and also just taking care of my soldiers that I'm in charge of. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. So a lot of people like to start off with their base. I don't ever like to start off with my base. And I feel like when I do, I just wind up messing it all up because I'm constantly like resting my hand on my face. So I like to start off with eyebrows, and I am using the Anastasia Brow Wiz in Granite. And a good dupe for this one, if you guys don't want to spend the $20, I think it is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. I also use this one, so I use them both, but if you want an alternate, a cheaper version, you can use this NYX one. So a lot of people ask me if I can do a brow tutorial or anything of that nature, and I have one up. So just look in my YouTube feed and you will see that I have an eyebrow 101, very in-depth, like 30 minutes long. So yeah. So I've been kind of digging the fluffy brows lately. I'm really like, ever since, you know, I plucked my brows to death in high school, I have not been able to recover from that. So I'm just trying to like reshape my brows and grow these bad boys back out. So I'm just trying to experiment with different, you know, brow looks. So a lot of people don't really know too much about the military, but yeah, I went to it's called a battalion NCO of the Year board. Basically what it is you go there, answer a bunch of questions, and you have to do like, it's called a hands-on portion where you either have to do like a 9-line medevac, or in my case I had to disassemble a 249, which is a weapon. And I won the board, which I was not expecting because this was actually kind of last minute. In the military, you get voluntold to do a lot of things. So I got voluntold to do this board and I won. So I was not prepared to win, but since I won, that meant that I had to go to a brigade NCO of the Year board, which I was also not prepared for because I just really did not have the time to study for it. So I did pretty well on the board, but I did not win the brigade NCO of the Year board. There was a few other NCOs who went before, like they've already gone to one of our brigade NCO of the Year boards. So one of the guys who won was a staff sergeant, and I guess he did pretty good. I don't know, it was really weird. It was a different board experience than I've ever had. But I thought I did pretty well. I actually thought there for a second I was gonna win, but they had us sing this song at the end that I didn't know the song. All right, so now let's move on to the fun part. I like to do eyebrows and then I like to do eyes. If you guys ever see me looking over that way, it's because I have my viewfinder right there. I wanna make sure that I'm in focus. So I like to prime my eyes with this Milani eyeshadow primer. I used to use this back in the day, and I don't know why I stopped using it because this is amazing. It's very cheap, it's drugstore, and it works phenomenally. So it comes in like a little thing like this. I like to just take some on my finger. You just need a little bit on there, and then I literally just dab that all over my eyeball. And then afterwards, after I put that primer on, I like to make sure that I always set my eye, because this allows for like a flawless base. That way you can put on your eyeshadow seamlessly. So I'm just taking my Kat Von D contour palette, and I'm just gonna take this shade that's like almost gone right here with, not this brush. That's the wrong brush. Where's my other one? I don't know, this isn't the right brush, but this one will do. So I just like to take a little bit of that, and then I will literally just set my eye. And you wanna make sure that you do this before the eyeshadow primer dries. That way it doesn't like crumple up in your eye. Forgive me, I have like 2 off eyebrows because one eyebrow is like almost lower than the other. I don't know. It'll be okay. Eyebrows are supposed to be sisters, not twins. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other eye. Okay, so you guys are zoomed in. Now I'm gonna take the Subculture palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I know that this palette for some reason got so much flack, and I'm not sure why, because I dabbed into this palette yesterday, and this is literally one of the best palettes that I own. It's so pigmented, and so as far as fallout goes, to me there's not that much fallout. It doesn't seem anything abnormal from a regular palette. I did see a lot of people, you know, say that there was like an extreme amount of fallout. My palette does not seem to have that issue. But the color payoff is so crazy intense. I don't have another palette that is like this. So that is just my own personal opinion. Everybody's gonna have their own different opinion, but to me, I love this palette. So I am going to, let's see, what colors should I use? So I'm gonna go in with this shadow right here called Edge right here. I'm just gonna take a little bit there. So I'm going to just go ahead and take that in my crease. I mean, look at that. Literally, I just dabbled into that shade and there's already so much color payoff. That's crazy to me. Okay, so now that I put that shade Edge on there, I am going to think about doing a halo eye. So I'm going to take this color, All Star, this one right, where are you at? Right here. I'm gonna take All Star and I'm going to do a halo eye. So with this palette being so pigmented, you wanna make sure that you kind of just like dab in there. You really don't want to dip your brush too far in there. So I'm just gonna take a little bit and I'm going to put that on the outer corner. And also, well, the outer corner and then the inner corner. And just pack it on there and then blend it out. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here called Adorn. Right there. This, nope, not that one. This brown one right here, this like gold shimmer shade. All right, so I went ahead and just cleaned up the outer corner with just a regular wet wipe. I feel like it brings the look all together, so you don't necessarily have to do this step if you want it to look a little bit more grungy, you know, a little bit more not as like sharp like that. Go ahead and skip it, but if you do want to follow this step, I highly recommend it. All right, so I've zoomed you guys out a little bit. I finished my other eye and I'm going to go ahead and move on to my base. So I do this in a really weird order. I don't know why, this is just how I do it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put my base on, and I have really dry skin, so I like to lather my face with oil. Now you don't necessarily have to do this if you have dry skin. It's probably best to use a primer that is either mattifying or one that doesn't really have like an oil base to it. So one that won't really put all those oils on your face because you might not necessarily need it. But for me, I do, because my face is super dry and I don't know why. I just filled my whole base and it didn't save because my card was full. So there's that. I used the Becca Luminous foundation in Fair, if you guys want to know. And I went on this whole spiel about how I really want to go to makeup school and how I changed my my current degree in marketing and business. So yeah, there's that. I changed my degree to marketing and business because, you know, eventually like my long-term goal is to do something with marketing and something with like social media and brands. But that's like way far down the line. But my my current goal in life is to become a makeup artist. So that's obviously not going to happen for a little bit, but I thought might as well try and get my business and marketing degree out of the way while I'm in the military, and I can, and I have the time and stuff. So now I'm going to finish off my eyes, which, like I said, I go in such weird steps, I don't know why. But I'm going to take this NYX Doll Eye Mascara, it looks like this, and I'm going to just coat my top lashes with that. You can use really any mascara. This is just the one that I picked up. Okay, I had to do lashes off camera because I still to this day don't know how to put these bad boys on, so I can never make a video for you guys because I'm just as clueless as you. So now that I've done my lashes, I like to move on to my lower eye. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take that same shade Edge with some brush, I don't know which one. So I'm gonna take just this Wet n Well brush. It's like the same one I used earlier. It's just a little flat brush, and I'm going to take that shade Edge. And then after I've done that, I'm gonna go in with that flat brush again, and I'm going to take the shade All Star, that red shade that I took earlier, and I'm going to just put that on like the outer 3/4 of the eye. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm going to just take a fluffy brush and wipe away that translucent powder from underneath my eyes because I don't need to catch any more fallout. So now I'm gonna take that same mascara and I'm just gonna go in my bottom lashes and coat them. I forgot to put eyeliner on my waterline. So let's see, what eyeliner should I use today? So I'm gonna use the Kat Von D Everlasting Lip Liner. These are not tested for the eyes, so use at your own discretion. I love to use them as eyeliners. I actually use them as liners for my waterline more than I use them for lip liners. And I'm just gonna use this as like a pop of red because we have a little bit of red in that eye look. So I just wanna make the eyes stand out just a little bit more. So I'm gonna use this little pop of red in the waterline. All right, so now that I have done my eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to contouring. So I'm actually gonna try something a bit different today. I bought this Wet n Wild dual-ended contour stick, and I've tried it a few times and I actually really like it. I think that this is probably a good dupe for the KKW Beauty contour sticks, because I know that those are just a little bit expensive from what I saw. Did not bother buying them because I will not spend that much money on a contour stick that is literally less than this one right here. So I'm just gonna take that on each side. Now you don't want to take your contour too far down because then it's going to just look off. You want to make sure that you keep it just right here on the outer edge of your face, and then don't worry, we're gonna clean this lower edge up just a little bit. So You see how whenever I look into the camera, you can kind of see the contour, but if you bring it down too much, it's gonna start looking just a little bit weird. You're not really going to accentuate those cheekbones like you want to. So I'm just gonna blend this bad boy out real fast. So I'm actually gonna use this shade Roxy from the Subculture palette as blush. And I'm just gonna take like a fluffy brush like this and kind of just dab in there. Now these, like I said, these shadows are very, very pigmented. So I'm gonna kind of just cap that off a little bit because I don't want it to be too crazy. Don't want to look like it. So I'm just gonna, I want to use this shade right here because it has kind of like that peachiness that I want to kind of add to the look that I'm doing. So since I added that pop of red in my my waterline, I want to add some pink to my inner corners. So I'm going to use this shade Cube right here in the Subculture palette. And I'm going to just take a little like pencil brush, that same one that I used earlier. And I'm going to put that on my inner corners. Alright, so since I put that pink on my inner corners, I'm going to use Pink Heart from the Moonchild palette, this one right here, as my highlight. I'm actually going to use this shade Grwm by Black Moon Cosmetics. I'm going to keep it just a little bit neutral. So, Black Moon is literally my most favorite brand ever. Now, I 100% love brands that support smaller artists, and I just think it's super cool that they support smaller artists, and you know, they repost smaller artists all the time. Alright, so that is the finished lip look, and again, this is Grwm by Black Moon Cosmetics. So now I'm just going to go ahead and set my face, and let me grab it. I'm using the NYX Dewy Finish. This is my holy grail. This is basically the only setting spray that I use. It's cheap and it gives me that dewy finish that I like. If you guys don't want to use a dewy finish setting spray, they also have a matte finish one. I haven't tried that one, but I'm assuming it's probably just as good. So, alright guys, so here is the finished look. Thank you guys for sticking around with me, and if you guys want to see any different tutorials with, like I said, the Prism palette that I'm getting, or the Satan Center, I have a whole bunch of different palettes. So go ahead and send me guys your requests, and I'll let you know whether or not I can or can't do them. I'm gonna try and film every Saturday. This is gonna be tough, but I really want to, you know, get back into it. I don't want to do a video every 6 months like I, you know, have been, and I really apologize for that. But thank you guys for your support. Please make sure to subscribe and hit that like button, and you can also follow me on Instagram. That's where I post a bunch of my makeup looks at Jennymmua. I'll go ahead and link it down below. And yeah, thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.